All right, we're live. Take it away.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hi, I'm Les Brown, and I'm so glad to be here with Himalaya. And I want to ask Ray to just bring you up to date in terms of what we're going to be doing and what you're in store for that I feel will dramatically impact your personal and professional life. Take it, Ray.
All right, thank you, Les. My absolute pleasure to be here. So very quickly, for folks who might not know, Himalaya is an audio course platform that offers professional and personal development courses. We've just launched a course with Les called Speaking with Impact. I think the platform like masterclass meets podcast. It's all audio. You can learn anytime, anywhere, walking your dog, doing the chores. And you can find Les's course at himalaya.com/impact. And if you use the promo code IMPACT, you get 14 days free. So with that, let's just jump into a very high level overview of your course. Les, tell us, without giving too much away, tell us what folks will learn and who this course is for.
Well, this course is for anybody that want to be successful in their personal life and in business. And what I mean by that is that your ability to communicate affects both areas, your personal life and your professional life. And what it also does, it helps you to begin to have a competitive edge. And what I mean by that, most people have been using the computer for the purpose of just getting information for the most part. The course that we have created, what it does is it helped to create a significant emotional event. It's not enough to be able to just convey information. We've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. And so this is the attention economy. So your ability to attract attention and to hold attention and to call for people to take some action. In order to do that, you've got to be able to have the tools in terms of how you think and the methods and techniques of how to begin to convey an energy that people feel and experience. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea, concept, or experience, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. So the reason this is so unusual is that you get a chance to learn how to using you are the money, you are the difference maker. And when people hear you speak or present, they are asking three questions. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? And once you do that, that gives you the ability to create a level of connectedness and bonding where people want to follow you and be engaged with you.
Yeah, in your first episode of the course, you mentioned something about you flip the idiom of practicing what you preach. You say you have to preach what you practice, which I think implies two things. And you can tell me if I'm onto something here. That in order to speak with impact, you need to have some heartfelt honesty about what you're speaking, and you also need to be working on yourself as an individual. Am I onto something here?
Yes, you have to be the message as well as the messenger. I tell speakers that I work with one-on-one that who you are behind the words are far more important than the words that you speak. So being in sync with the message that you are advocating, walking that walk and talking that talk, that's major because in the quality and the frequency of your voice, people can pick up if it's fake news.
Yeah, they sure can. Okay, fantastic. I think this is kind of common sense that when you speak for an audience, you have to connect with them. And what I got from listening to your course is that connecting with an audience isn't a magic trick per se. It might feel like a magic trick when you're in the audience, like, wow, I feel so inspired. But when you go up on stage and you speak to people, you're not saying, oh God, I hope it works this time. You know what will work, and you have an arsenal of tools and techniques that you draw from. And I'm wondering, in this quick conversation, can you just share one one tip, not getting into the whole robust Les Brown arsenal, but just one thing that you have top of mind that you know always works. Um,
One of the things that always work, you never make a point without a story. You never tell a story without a point. When people are listening, and this is a very noisy world. We Most people never ever achieve their goals because they become victims of what I call weapons of mass distractions. So, in order to create the committed listening and to get people to experience and act on the things that you are presenting to them, there's something that Warren Buffett said. He said, when you're in a dark room and there's a woman there and you wink at her, nothing happens. In other words, you got to be able to communicate. And so that the ability, and that's major right now more than ever before. More money, more business is being done virtually than any other time in the history of the planet, and it will continue to expand. It's gone from a $77 billion industry to over $800 billion. So, this new platform, there's some adjustments that must be made. And we include in this presentation, in this course, the things that you can do that will make you stand out, the methods and the techniques that you could use naturally and be in a place of integrity of what you're providing, the experience that you're creating, and the connectedness, the bonding with the people that you're addressing.
Yeah, so this actually raises a point that I wanted to ask. So I'm sure that many of your audience and much of our audience, some of these people will be public speakers, maybe not on the public speaking circuit per se, but people who are delivering speeches in some capacity. But is there a transferability of skills for when you're addressing an amphitheater of thousands of people? Um, Compare that to someone who's a manager having a meeting with 5 or 15 employees, or you're having in a sales situation one-on-one, or trying to uh, I don't know, communicate with loved ones. Is there some universal method of communication that cuts across all of these that we might learn from your course?
Absolutely. The ability to speak with power, feeling, and conviction, and also to make it practical so that people can understand you. There's a philosophical question that's asked: if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did it make a sound? Well, if you are not speaking in a way that people can understand you, when I came into the speaking industry, one of the things that made me stand out was my approach to it. The speaking industry has been governed by the Dale Carnegie course, which is a great course. And they teach, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Now, my mentor, Mike Williams, who wrote the book called The Road to Your Best Self, he said, Brownie, never let what you want to say get in the way of what your customers want to hear. And all that get understanding. Find out what they're looking for. What's their sweet spot? What is it, the unspoken conversation that they want you to be able to understand, to convey that to the people that's on their team in a way that even though they're separated geographically, they feel unified and brought together because the computer eliminates geography. So people now more than ever, one of the major problems in corporations and most businesses is being able to achieve employee engagement. Your ability to, in this course that we've created with Himalaya, is to create a level of connectedness and engagement where there is a way of people communicating and growing accustomed to it and wanting to do it even though they have distractions doing it from home or in the office or wherever they might be. But it has to be gripping, and it has to have the ability to create the committed listening. And so, what we do in this course is teach people how to do that, how to make that kind of impact, how to begin to ignite them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter in their lives. And this course does that. It inspires people, it motivates people, and it gives people a simple and practical way to keep people engaged so that they feel unified and in the same place.
Your ability to pull quotes, full long quotes off top of the head, never ceases to amaze me.
Thank
that's
you.
that's homework. You've done the homework.
Well, I'm 76 years old now. So you've been doing something on the planet for 76 years. You better be pretty decent at it.
This is true. 76 years young, not old.
I
Uh,
received that. Thank you.
oh, of course. So I guess what I'm getting just from our very brief conversation here, that two things that people who want to communicate better and speak with impact, stories are huge, and also doing your homework on whom you're speaking to, whether that's an amphitheater of people, um, your employees, your customers, your loved ones. Homework is key.
Yes, it is, because when I spoke in the Georgia Dome, and people can go online and see this, where I'm speaking before 80,000 people, just Google Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. I knew before grabbing that microphone, I knew what they were up against, what they were facing, and I knew that they had to have the versatility and the flexibility to be able to create a new reality for themselves, to create a bridge out of where they are now to where they wanted to go. And so by integrating the things in there, because I had to create a connectedness. When you got 80,000 people, there are audiences inside of each audience, and they're separated by their income, their education, they're separated by age, a variety of things. And so what you have to do is create a process and a method that will make them one audience. And so they're going to learn how to do this with this particular course. Because today, communication, and there's been some studies done recently that communication is the most important tool that one can have, even above and beyond their technical skills. Because if people are not able to communicate and relate to each other and to cooperate with each other and to create collaborative, achievement driven, supportive relationships, and that's done through communication, then you're not going to be as productive as you can possibly be, and you won't make the kind of impact, and you're going to have skinny children because you won't be making a lot of money.
Well said, Les. Well, fantastic. I think that this is a great preview for your course, which again, I will just say is Speaking with Impact on Himalaya. Everyone can find it by going to himalaya.com/impact. And again, 14 days free if you use promo code IMPACT at the checkout. I've listened to the whole thing. I think it's great. I was just reviewing it this morning to get in the mood of speaking to you, and you always do an amazing job of amping one up. So thank you, Les. We're really happy to have you as part of our library of courses.
Thank you. I'm very glad to do it. I tell you, this is a special place where we are, and I believe that people must keep the faith. Faith not tested can't be trusted, and this is a time for us to grow by leaps and bounds, and being able to support and relate to each other and communicate effectively and make a greater impact is one of the tools that will help us to go into the future and create a brand new reality for ourselves.
Yeah. All right, Les. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Himalaya.